Live from Studio 8A, coverage you can count on in high definition. This is KOMU 8 News, first at 5.
Doctors may have found a new way to calculate your risk for a deadly disease.
It's a small way to find a big problem. That's coming up next in Your Health Report. Some people are getting a helping hand in preparation for this winter season.
The Jefferson City Council walks on a few issues at tonight's meeting.
Proud to be part of a community that matches up people who can give and people who need some help. It's really heartwarming to see this happen.
It's families helping families during a tough economic holiday season. This is KOMU 8 News at 10, coverage you can count on. Flames down under continue to heat up as protesters are cooling down.
And students protest in rage after a classmate's killed. KOMU 8's Jennifer Meckles has tonight's Worldview Report.
Well, the weather may allow us to ease into December, but it won't last long. My forecast is coming up.
Nice weather during the Thanksgiving weekend meant safer highways for Missouri drivers.
And we'll have the latest on a former Columbia city official charged with murdering his family. KOMU 8 News at 6 starts right now.
From Studio 8A, coverage you can count on in high definition. This is KOMU 8 News at 6.
Former Columbia City department head is in custody tonight for killing his family. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Reed.
And I'm Laura Nichols in for Angie. Kansas police arrested James Craig Kaler for fatally shooting his wife and 2 teenage daughters. KOMU 8's Brittany Hale joins us live in the studio with more.
Police say the murders happened at about 6 p.m. in Burlingame, that's in eastern Kansas, at Karen Caller's mother's house. Police say James Craig Caller shot and killed his ex-wife, Karen Caller, and 2 daughters, 18-year-old Emily and 16-year-old Lauren Caller. Now, after the shootings, police followed Caller on a 12-hour manhunt that led them to a wooded area where they arrested him at 7:30 a.m. on Sunday. James Caller was the Water and Light Director in Columbia, but got fired this past September after an assault charge on his wife. The court date to resolve that issue is this Wednesday. Court records reveal the Callers had been sparring over the children, and that hearing was scheduled for January. Now, many of the girls' friends have put a memorial site on Facebook and MySpace, and there will be a memorial service at Rockbridge High School on Thursday.
Brittany, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And like Brittany mentioned, Kaler is due on Wednesday in a Columbia courtroom for a different charge.
KOMU 8's Mark Kelly explains what prosecutors plan to do with the earlier domestic assault charge he faces.
James Kaler and his family lived in this house in Columbia's southwest corner.
Most folks that appear to have a normal life, it's just a shock.
Tragic tale began last March before this weekend's arrest in Kansas when Boone County prosecutors filed domestic assault charges on Kaler for actions against his wife.
It just kind of goes to show that you don't know, in these type of relationships, these intimate relationships, what's going to happen.
Kaler was due in the Boone County Circuit Court this Wednesday at 9 a.m. for the assault charge. That's all changed after this weekend. Boone County prosecutors have 3 options now: continue the case, dismiss it, or have Kaler plead guilty.
Mr. Kaler won't be in Boone County, obviously, on Wednesday because he's in Kansas. And so I believe that at this point we may be continuing the case so that I can review the case file again.
A review to determine what happened in this house several months ago. Mark Kelly, KOMU 8 News, Columbia.
Columbia City Manager Bill Watkins let Kaler go from his position as Water and Light Director last September. Watkins' office released a statement today saying, quote, "Our thoughts and prayers are with the survivors, the extended family, and their colleagues and friends." And new information tonight in another triple murder case. This one in Cole Camp. A Benton County judge approved a continuance in the preliminary hearing for Robert Blurton.
Blurton is currently in custody for the June murders of Donnie and Sharon Litchin and their granddaughter, Taryn Litchin. But as KOMU 8's Alex Rozier tells us, nearly 6 months after the tragedy, things are slowly getting back to normal.
In a town of 1,000, most people thought it never was possible.
Stunned, shocked, kids, parents, adults. Everybody in the community was very much shocked at that it happened to Litchins.
Everybody was scared. Everybody locked their doors and and we shouldn't do that in a small town. We normally don't. and everybody did after that.
And though on Elm Street the police tape and media circus may be gone, the legal battle is only beginning.
We're all pretty much, we understand that stuff like this takes time, but you know, you have the close friends and the family members that want it done now.
The residents say even something this tragic won't bring down this close-knit community.
It's still hometown, small America, and they have strong values and strong commitment to each other, and they're there for each other.
Sticking together on a journey that's far from over. Alex Rozier, KOMU 8 News, Cole Camp.
Cole Camp Police Chief Stormy Walker said today he thinks the court process could take up to 2 to 3 years. And he added this is a big case and they can't afford to mess it up.
Last day of November turned out very nice weather-wise, and the first day of December looks pretty good too, right?
Yeah, I think
Dave?
if you could do the analogy, Jim, I think we'll enter December like a lamb, but the lionish kind of weather will be right behind it. Here's a look at live Doppler rate, first alert radar tonight. Scanning clearly our viewing area. The evening forecast for us kind of looks like this. We'll have a clear sky throughout. That, of course, allows temperatures to drop a little more quickly than they otherwise would. We'll be back to about, the upper 30s. Late tonight, and tomorrow morning's low temperature will be very near the freezing mark. Wednesday is what we need to watch out for, and I'll have more on that in a few minutes on KOMU 8 News at 6.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay.
Many Columbia residents were without telephone and internet service today due to a copper theft.
KOMU 8's Cassandra Clemens is at the scene where officials say copper was stolen overnight. Cassandra, how much copper are we talking about?
Well, Jim and Laura, what I'm holding is a 300 pair piece of copper wire. There are about 600 tiny wires bundled up in here. Sometime throughout the night, someone cut down a piece of this wire, which was about 3 times thicker and 200 feet long, from in between 2 telephone poles on Ponderosa Road. Now, this small section of wire is pretty heavy. Crews say that this was a difficult crime to commit, a crime that will only earn them a couple $100. Reporting live from Columbia, Cassandra Clemens, KOMU 8 News.
Thanks, Cassandra.
Better weather resulted in fewer crashes during the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. KOMU 8's Daryl Kirkland Morgan has more on the lower numbers for Missouri drivers.
Clear roads and clear skies made traveling safer this Thanksgiving weekend. The Missouri State Highway Patrol reported 2 fatal accidents this year compared to 14 last year.
This is probably one of the best Thanksgiving holiday weekends that we've seen in a very, very, very long time, if not the best.
Larry Estel of Branson traveled all the way to Iowa City.
Quite a bit of traffic, well patrolled. We saw many police vehicles.
Missouri officers were out patrolling this weekend. In total, troopers reported over 300 traffic crashes, including 126 injuries. State troopers also arrested 135 people for driving while intoxicated.
Avoid some of the distractions while driving, and also take enough breaks that you're not becoming drowsy in the process too, so you can pay attention and concentrate on your driving. Are some of the basic things you can do to make a big difference.
Wearing your seatbelt is also a key factor in staying safe. Daryl Kirkland Morgan, KOMU 8 News, Jefferson City.
Troopers expect the days between Christmas Eve and New Year's Day to have the heaviest traffic.
We take a trip down memory lane with a Sarah Story favorite.
Just in time for the holiday season makes this story so special.
And an interesting forecast for you. Tomorrow looks really nice. Wednesday may not quite be that nice. I have details next on KOMU 8 News at 6.
And new on the web tonight, many people will be celebrating the holidays at parties this season, and the Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety is encouraging people to give designated driving gift cards to friends and family. You can find a link to the printable gift cards on the links and numbers section of KOMU.com.
Time now for the KOMU 8 photo finish.
Juanita Summers sent us this photo of a mother deer feeding her twins in the middle of the road near Indian Creek, and someone's ready for fall. Here's Bob and Martha Taylor's granddaughter Perla having fun in the leaves. Send us your photos and the stories behind them, and we'll put them on KOMU 8 News at 5 and 6. Just email them to shareit@KOMU.com.
Remember, the news doesn't end now. You can always go to KOMU.com 24/7 for the latest news, weather, and sports. Hey, you guys be careful with the
decorations.
I don't want you all knocking them over.
I'll be careful. Yeah.
You noticed those 20 minutes into the show, you said.
It was about halfway through, Chris.
Unbelievable.